All righty, ladies and gentlemen, we are live. Little bit of wrestling talk today, folks. It's a big night, ladies and gentlemen. AEW full gear there. Big high-profile pay-per-view, ladies and gentlemen. We got one viewer right now, Peter Spence. First again, yes, Peter. Yes. We're going to kick things off, folks, with a little Smackdown review. For a show that's supposed to be the new A show or whatever, you know what I mean? And yes, it has more viewers. It has Roman Reigns. But it don't have much on this show, you know what I mean? It feels like every time I watch, it's Roman Reigns, a promo, maybe a match, and the rest is 90% filler. Boring tag team wrestling, jobbers, just a bunch of filler shit, basically, and Roman Reigns. Honestly, I hardly watch SmackDown. You know what I mean? Raw is a terrible show or whatever, but it feels like there's more stuff. You know what I mean? There's at least more stuff happening. It felt like it was 80% just women stuff on the show. You know what I mean? I'm not anti-woman or whatever there, but when half the show is a waste of time, you know what I mean? It's not very entertaining. So, in no specific order, there, folks. King Woods versus Roman Reigns. Now, I was talking about this a few days ago or whatever. There, that I wouldn't mind seeing this match on the Smackdown or whatever. And I envisioned it as Roman Reigns beating the fuck, you know what I mean, out of Xavier Woods, beating him up. And, maybe Xavier kicks out or whatever. The old beat up the jobber, and he looks not strong, but he has will, he has courage and determination. That'll, overdone shtick there. He kicks out. Eventually, he gets beat decisively there and pretty easily by Roman Reigns, but he displayed heart or whatever. Now, in this match, it was the opposite. For some reason, it was Xavier Woods dominating Roman Reigns. You know what I mean? Xavier Woods was controlling Reigns, beating Reigns. Reigns got some offense in as well there, but Xavier was presented like he was just as strong, if not stronger than Roman. Some kind of jumping dive maneuver at the end. He goes for the 1, 2, 3, but the bloodline, the Usos, pulled Xavier out. They beat him up. It ends in a disqualification or whatever. I thought the match was okay. It wasn't wrong, or like it wasn't a bad match, but a little unrealistic to say the least. Very unbelievable, you know what I mean? Maybe they set up a rematch and then Roman Reigns just beats him or whatever, but so Roman Reigns, he lost against King Woods by disqualification. So they made it, according to commentary, King Woods was about to beat him or whatever, you know. I talked about this phenomenon recently because Xavier Woods is a part of his little group there. Kofi won the world title. Big E won the world title. So now Xavier Woods is getting pushed like if he's some type of main event guy or people want him in the main event, whatever. They think he's next in line for whatever fucking reason. He's too small, you know, but here he beats Roman Reigns by disqualification. They made it look like he was about to defeat Roman Reigns. In my opinion, that's pushing it. You know what I mean? It's too forced, too fake looking there. Master Munster, if Roman Reigns was an indie guy, the Smarks will say they are making him look weak. It makes him look weak to get beat up by a midget, you know what I mean? Woods beating up Reigns is stupid as fuck. Who wants Xavier Woods in the main event? Some people, probably smarks like Master Munster talked about there. Those kind of people, some of them want Xavier in this position where he's stronger than Roman Reigns, but how the fuck does this happen overnight? You know what I mean? He wins a cheap, worthless, fake version of the King of the Ring. Suddenly he looks like he can beat up Roman Reigns. What the fuck is this? Where did this come from out of nowhere, you know? But after the match, they beat him up. They took his crown and they put the crown on top of Roman's head or whatever. And Roman Reigns was standing there with the crown or whatever. That I enjoyed there. Roman with the crown. He looked good with the crown. Roman Reigns should have won the King of the Ring or whatever. Um, you know, maybe they have a match and Roman just fucking kicks his ass and keeps the crown. I don't know there. But King Woods is just going to end up being cheap comedy or whatever. And then was the beginning of the barrage of women's wrestling content or whatever. Charles Lee Ray, what do you think about the all-seeing eye on the guy's neck in AEW? I never noticed that there. Maybe he's a part of the Illuminati or something there. Tony Khan. So you have the Women's Survivor Series. The team, they're introduced by Sonya Deville. There's arguing between Sasha and Shotzi or whatever. A brawl erupts, folks. A big, typical, stereotypical brawl of Survivor Series erupts there. Cool Man 952 AEW Rampage ratings got lower. We'll see what happens with that there. We got TJ Rules in the house. All righty. Came for greatness, dog. Thank you, TJ. I mean, the wrestling Jesus back in business. So there's a boring brawl between the women or whatever. This leads to a 6 women's match. Sasha, Naomi, and Aaliyah defeat Shayna Baszler, Natalya, and Shotzi. And Aaliyah, she's been on NXT, they said, I think 7 years or whatever. Before this, This girl was actually in the YWC. She had a channel with her sister or whatever. They made a video one time and I did a parody of it or whatever. So this girl knows who the Wrestling Jesus is, boy. I mean, but so this girl gets her big win and her big debut match there. Um, and then backstage, she's celebrating, and Sonya Deville, she said she wasn't on the team or whatever for whatever reason. um, so there you go. So big women's brawl, shitty six women's match. A girl that was in the YWC, she gets her big moment or whatever, and 2 minutes later, it gets taken away by Sonya Deville. And then she's talking with Ali and Ricochet backstage. I don't know what the fuck kind of gimmick they're doing with Ali there that he says weird stuff backstage and Ricochet took her away from him kind of deal there. You know, maybe Ricochet's gonna finger his own ass. Hopefully not in front of this girl. I mean, um, and then you had Los Lotharios, folks, defeating Shinsuke and Rick Boogs or whatever. I didn't even know this guy was a wrestler. I thought he was just a guitar player or whatever. Um, but they got beat by Los Lotharios, so Shinsuke Nakamura down on the card or whatever. Maybe Shinsuke goes to AEW. What do we got going on in the chat? It's the Costanza garbage, he says. Yes, this match was garbage. Most of this shit is garbage there. AEW wants Leo Rush as world champ. KGBLK, RIP to Eddie Guerrero. The 16th anniversary of his death is today, and fuck Benoit. Rest in peace, Guerrero. A very big star, folks. Very good. A1 pro wrestler, charismatic. A real star, ladies and gentlemen. When he beat Brock Lesnar, that was next level wrestling, like way better than the garbage we get today on Eddie Brand or whatever. Joe Blow, Hurricane Helms was more over than the modern day wrestlers. More popular anyway than a lot of them. Why wasn't the New Day released? They're all world champs now, apparently. One is the Kane there. Stray Gamer, another live WJ that I made it for. Howdy, WJ. Howdy, Stray Gamer there. Charles Lee Ray, they need to make the divas and tongs again. All these matches are boring, trying to make the women look like they are huge stars. Well, it would sure be fun there. It would be entertaining, but it's evil. It's evil. Dante BM New Day blows. Yes. Peter Spence Hurricane got a win over The Rock. MWK 360. I love WJ, CM Punk, and Roman Reigns as a bitch. Like Dark Horse and Zubera. Shit. CM Puke 101. CM Punk sucks. MWK 360 can't stand New Day. Peter Spence, New Day is trash, straight up. Joe Blow, it'll be funny if they release John Cena and the company goes out of business. Dante, we need lesbians in wrestling. Oh, jeez. Stray Gamer, I'm currently watching the WWE Network on my Xbox. Smackdown 99. So much better than today's hot garbage. No doubt. No fucking doubt. KGB, give the IC title to Sheamus. They obviously don't give a shit about Nakamura. Yankee the Wolf, do you think King Woods is just as entertaining as King Booker? Not even close. Booker did a good job as King there. It was a little weird when he was doing a bunch of accents and TNA and stuff randomly there, but he did a good job with it as King. Joe Blow need HLA hot lesbian action again. MWK breaking news. McMahon release new CEO Dixie Carter there. Maybe they could bring in Dixie as a manager or something like this. Bob Holly, WJ, are you a drainer? I don't know what that means, a drainer. Stray Gamer, are you going to be ordering the pay-per-view? Probably not there. The King Booker gimmick was funny as fuck. Make Dixie Carter AJ Styles manager. That could have been entertaining there. Where we at? Charlotte Flair came out and cut a generic promo there, but she was looking a little bit better, Charlotte. Sexually, I've never really been attracted to Charlotte in a sexual way. I like her as a wrestler. But she was looking a little sexually okay to me during this promo there. And then Tony Storm came out and she looked very sexually okay. And then she started cutting a promo with some kind of British accent. Then my erection went down, folks. I'm kidding. She looks okay there. The British accent is heavy there. So she challenges Charlotte to a match. And Charlotte just refused or whatever. I'm not anti-British there, but her voice was a little annoying there. Charlotte, you want a match? Charlotte, tonight, you want a Charlotte? And Charlotte just said no or whatever. But Stray Gamer, Tony Storm makes my pee-pee hard. Yes, she has the goods. I mean, a very, very attractive woman. She is definitely there. That's for sure. Does she look a little corny with her clothes and her black thing on her face and stuff? Looks a little corny with the outfit. Maybe she needs to take the outfit off. I'm sorry, that's not nice to say there. I like her wrestling skill. Tony Storm's got the look. She's got a great physique to be a wrestler. WJ, you got any thoughts on the Kyle Rittenhouse trial? That's another thing, Mr. Ali. I don't know who this is. Kyle Rittenhouse, no idea. Stray Gamer, yes, take the outfit off straight up. She's a gorgeous gal. I mean, a very gorgeous gal there. And then we had Jeff Hardy versus Sami Zayn there. Jeff Hardy got the win or whatever. You know, these are two men. They could go to AEW basically, and it wouldn't make a difference there as far as what's needed on the show there. You know, maybe WWE could do better stuff with Hardy. I don't know. There's talk both of these men are going to AEW. Maybe they could go and Wouldn't make a damn bit of difference, folks. If Sami Zayn's off the show, do the ratings go down? Does it fucking matter there? Absolutely not. And Jinder Mahal was singing and dancing with his buddy Shanky or whatever. They were rapping. Apparently, this was done to make fun of Hit Row, and I guess it was supposed to be comedy. Their Jinder rapping and dancing. Personally, I didn't laugh. I didn't chuckle, ladies and gentlemen. Did none of that. I just felt bad for Jinder Mahal. Not really. There. Don't really give a flying fuck about Jinder at this point, folks. So that's about it for the Smackdown review portion of the show there. Little bit of nicotine gum here, ladies and gentlemen. But overall, like, does this sound like it's a big show? Like a bunch of boring women stuff. Nothing really happened. You know what I mean? You have Roman Reigns against King Woods, and it's all filler. Like, where's the big A show in this? You know what I mean? It's bigger ratings. It's on Fox. Roman Reigns is going to bring the ratings or whatever, but pretty much just filler. Cool Man 952 Hardy versus Roman Reigns in the ladder match. Maybe a final push for Hardy. You do Roman versus him in the match, and you get the last you can get out of Hardy, and he gets beat by Roman Reigns, kind of deal there. But Mr. Frosty, King Wood sounds so corny. We want McIntyre. Where was Drew? I don't know. He wasn't there, and they don't really do much with McIntyre. Him and with the belt, it was okay. Him and Randy Orton, they do good stuff. The past few months, he's feuding with Jinder Mahal. Jinder Mahal now he's singing and dancing. So Drew, he's feuding with people at the fucking bottom of the card. Like, what's the point? Woods isn't fit enough to be king. He's a midget. Fuck. I saw Drew wearing his flag somewhere on socials, maybe rugby match. I didn't see that. Jobber Mahal, show him the door already at this point. You might as well there. McMahon's going to release a lot of people once he has a few of these younger wrestlers from his new NXT. Then he can get rid of a lot of jobbers. Tony Khan brings them all in. He loses money or whatever there. Give Mahal a nicest gimmick. Spectral MK, hey WJ. Cool Man 952 Braun Breaker versus Roman Reigns one day. If you was to guess, what 5 guys, gals do you think will be on the chopping block next? You never know there, but that can happen. Jinder and a lot of other bums on NXT. Maybe that, the Sami Zayn or something there. Tartaris hopefully releases Sami Zayn, Owens, Gargano, and Dolph Ziggler. There's 4 names right there they could release, and it doesn't change anything. Well, Gargano, he does corny, cutesy stuff on NXT there. Nobody watches it. maybe serves a purpose as training the young guys, but Ziggler, like, at this point, like, what has he done there outside of bitching about how he was underused or whatever? He won the belt, the world heavyweight title when it was becoming worthless or whatever there, like a failed experiment with Ziggler. This is how long, like 10 years ago, like him and Bobby Roode, it's just filler, you know what I mean? Ziggler is the new JTG. Well, he's just a guy like that, like just another guy on the card. Remove Ziggler, it changes absolutely nothing, like straight up. That's a guy he could leave, go do his little crybaby routine in AEW. He'd be perfect there with his little whiny voice and victim underused gimmick. It's already built in and he's been milking it for 10, 15 years. I should be put me. Yeah. He's ready for AEW already with his shitty gimmick there. Cesaro, Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, Shinsuke, Ali, Mansoor, Johnny Garbage Gano need to go away. Well, it's all indie, you know what I mean? All these indie guys, they might all go at some point, and AEW is going to look like Ring of Honor, and at some point they're going to get the same viewership down the line. It's just going to be a new Ring of Honor or whatever. Like Tony Khan, recent article with QT Marshall, we pay people. Why would fans be mad if we have lots of guys under contract? There's no reason for me to be mad if Tony Khan wants to pay millions of dollars to jobbers and all they do is not even wrestle for him and wrestle on indie feds. That's good for the indie jobbers, right? Good for them. But like, how is this smart business? Like, if he's going to lose millions of dollars a year and he's not removing any of these guys and Richie the Wolf, do you like Ciampa? I'm indifferent to this guy kind of deal. He's a good in-ring wrestler, I guess, but he looks like an old man. Somebody wrote to me that he was 35, 36. I don't know how old he is there. I have no problem with him, but like I don't care for him either there. Agent 006, Eat Owens Eat, yes. Is that Alaya chick Mysterio's kid? No, it's a different one or whatever. She was in the YWC. She was at the Performance Center for a long, long, long time or whatever. Took a long time to get there, but we'll see what she can do. NF Pulse, Tony Khan shouldn't be saying, I'm going to talk about that after there. I'm going to finish off talking about that there later on. So basically, folks, let's get into this pay-per-view or whatever there. Let me take this nasty ass fucking nicotine gum out of my mouth, ladies and gentlemen. I'd get up and have a smoke, but I'm not even wearing pants, for God's sakes, folks. I mean, it's lazy Saturday. It's wrestling talk. I mean, good God. Jesus Christ. Stray Gamer, Tony Khan is a dweeb. Peter Spence, or Aliyah, whatever it is, there is the first YWC member to get on WWE TV. Technically, MB Wrestler, one of my big former enemies or whatever from back in the day there. He actually, I think it was on Smackdown that he was there as like a security guard or a policeman. Technically, he got on first, but she's like on the roster or whatever. Spectral MK, Tony Khan is a limp-wristed rich boy dork. Yes. Little fucking bitch boy. So, folks, let's get into the card there for Full Gear 2021 tonight. It's not a horrible card, but it's not big. You know what I mean? I feel like some of their pay-per-views in the past felt bigger. You know what I mean? Maybe the next one will be bigger. It's not a bad card, but it kind of feels like an old school TNA kind of pay-per-view. Nothing fancy, you know what I mean? Malachi Black and Andrade versus Cody Rhodes and Pac. Some tag team match, random tag team match or whatever. It probably is going to be an okay match there, wrestling-wise. I'm predicting that it's going to be weird and awkward, like it's been recently with Cody Rhodes getting booed or whatever. It's like he's trying too hard. He's acting like a weirdo because of the fan reaction. I'm predicting it's going to be like this or whatever. Rocky 01542 was Johnny Thunder the guy that threatened to rub WJ's chest against the asshole of a monkey? It's possible. Johnny Thunder, another eccentric guy or whatever. There, he's on my friend list on Facebook. Big Johnny there. So I'm predicting Malachi Black and Andrade win. Like Cody Rhodes took the loss to Andrade. It's possible Cody and Pac win there. But here's the deal. The fans, they want Malachi Black to beat Cody Rhodes. They're booing Cody. They're unhappy that Cody got his win back. You know what I mean? Hopefully, Tony Khan, for the sake of his own wrestler, Cody Rhodes, and, you know, to make his fans happy there, I'm thinking he's going to have Malachi and Andrade win or whatever, you know, so that Cody Rhodes, it looks like he's putting Malachi over. Maybe Malachi pins Cody, then you move the fuck on from this and try to fix Cody Rhodes, or you could just turn a heel or whatever. Instead of doing this embarrassing, cringy Cena gimmick, you can just turn a heel. Please, the goofballs, turn a heel for 2 weeks and they'll start cheering for him again. That's how the smarts are. If he's a heel, then they'll cheer. You know what I mean? You have the Super Click versus Christian, Luchasaurus, and Jungle Boy. I'm thinking the Super Click will win this one. They took a loss recently in a similar match. I'm thinking the Super Click get a win or whatever. Peter Spence, no one likes Cody, basically. There. Spectral MK, PS Power is another one of those people from the old YWC. Yes. And I like PS Power. So I'm thinking Super Click wins this match, and it's going to be a Young Bucks match. Possibly Christian can bring a bit of class to the match. Possibly not, or whatever there. You have the Lucha Brothers versus FTR. I'm going to go with Lucha Brothers winning here. I would like it if FTR could win and have the belts, the tag team belts or whatever there, but I'm thinking Lucha Brothers retain. And it's going to be a good tag team wrestling match. It's going to be a good match. MWK 360. No one cares about Christian, the most boring guy ever. Fact. KGB 2012 was a great year for WJ content. Yes. But nowadays, folks, it's time for a new era, ladies and gentlemen. Live shows, wrestling news, reviews, ladies and gentlemen, the whole 9 yards there. I have a plan, folks. We're going to get into this plan after. Peter Spence, FTR, has just been boring jobbers pretty much there. And like, why did they even bother going there? They were treated better in WWE. Spectral MKWJ made fun of Bruce Blitz in 2013. The thing about Bruce Blitz is he actually took shots about me before that, and I didn't even know, you know what I mean? Because of my opinions about The Rock there, some of those opinions were trollish a bit or whatever there. But I was saying factual stuff about The Rock, you know what I mean? But Bruce Blitz took shots at me first, you know what I mean? So that's why some of his fans were talking shit to me in my comments. I had no idea, you know what I mean? But eventually I put him in his place or whatever there. Peter Gilmore, me and WJ, the pillars of the YWC. Peter Gilmore, the face, ladies and gentlemen. The face rides again. I'm subbed to like 4 of your channels, Peter. There. Killer of Demons, Metal God. There's one called Peter fucking Gilmore or whatever. PG Rants. I think I'm missing a 5th one or whatever there. So yeah, Lucha Brothers retain, I expect there. Darby Allin versus MJF. I'm a little torn with the prediction there. The way the story is set up, MJF is bullying Darby Allin pretty fucking hard. So my prediction is that Darby Allin wins or whatever, you know what I mean? But MJF, they treat him like he's a big deal. It can go either way here. I'm going to go with Darby because of the way it's presented. You know what I mean? And they're desperate to make him look like a real star there. So I'm going to go with Darby Allin to win. Does he look like a meth addict? Yes. Can he cut a promo? No. Do I like him? No. But they do. Who? I don't fucking know who likes him or whatever. But the kid's getting pushed, so I'm going to go with Darby, and this match should be an okay match or whatever, I guess. It's true. Darby Allin said this was going to be a wrestling match. So is he out to prove that he can wrestle in the ring and not just do low budget 90s extreme skater stuff? Apparently, he's going to have a wrestling match. So we'll see exactly what happens. Stray Gamer, Darby Allin is a poor man's Spike Dudley's. Not that much bigger than Spike. He's probably slimmer than him. Ray J, JR, howdy, WJ. Are you going to watch the full AEW pay-per-view? I'll try there. I'll try to see what I'll do. I might go and watch it at my father's place there. We'll see what happens there. Not certain, folks. One thing's for sure, I ain't paying $50 for this fucking shit. It ain't worth $50. WWE $10, you get WrestleMania. Why would I pay $50 to see Hangman Page? Like, I can see doing it if you want to have fun, you're a wrestling fan or whatever. But most people who claim that they're going to pay for it probably don't. You know what I mean? So I'm thinking this is going to be an okay match there. Britt Baker versus Ty Conti. Probably a fucking low quality women's wrestling match there. Britt Baker, not the best wrestler. Ty Conti looks very hot there, a very hot woman or whatever. I like both of them, but I don't think this match is going to be a 5-star classic or whatever. But when I look at Ty Conti, I don't look for 5-star wrestling, folks. I look at her 5-star figure or whatever there, and that's good enough for me, folks. Going to be a hot match there. Inner Circle versus the UFC guys, Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky. Probably an okay match. Or no, probably a terrible match. What's his face there, Dos Santos or whatever, was wrestling horribly when he had a match recently. I'm expecting horrible wrestling from some of the UFC guys. Probably they dominate because they're tough UFC guys, and Jericho gets the pin on Lambert. Somehow they get an easy win on Lambert after being dominated with horrible looking wrestling by the UFC guys who have no business being in the ring or whatever. CM Punk versus, and I predict Inner Circle wins. Did I say that? Yes. Inner Circle wins by beating Lambert. Britt Baker beats Ty Conti. And CM Punk will beat Eddie Kingston. I'm thinking Punk starts off trying to do his recent technical wrestling there. He's doing his technical, boring bullshit. Eddie Kingston just starts pulling out the brawling stuff, and they end up in some type of brawl or whatever. If they wanted to do something different, like it's obvious Punk wins there. I'm not saying this should be done or whatever, but for whatever reason, the fans like Eddie Kingston. Apparently, Punk, according to himself in these promos, Punk says that Eddie Kingston had potential to be something. It didn't happen. What if Eddie Kingston wins or whatever? You know what I mean? If Punk wants to wrestle a bunch of young guys, Eddie Kingston's not a young guy. He's an old guy that looks like just a bum guy on the street. He looks like that, you know what I mean? But he can cut a promo, Eddie Kingston. There's something likable about him. Like I said, when he started, AEW fans were overhyping him. I saw him in the world title match, the way he was dressed, like a fucking jobber. I'm like, who the fuck is this? Like, I've seen him before on the Indies, but, you know, Eddie Kingston, now that I've seen him for a while and stuff like this, and I've watched him, you know what I mean? I kind of like Eddie Kingston now, you know? So if Punk is wrestling young people, if he says that Eddie has potential, if AEW fans apparently like Eddie, let him win. Why not? You got nothing to lose, you know what I mean? Let him get a win. Eddie gets a win. You know what I mean? Maybe this continues. Punk beats him back or something like this. You know what I mean? Why not? They were doing a good promo with each other. They could have done more with this. They could have had a brawl. You know, CM Punk, oh, you guys, you're used to the same stuff for 20 years. You're not used to seeing something different. What we would have seen was a brawl in the parking. You know what I mean? You were in the parking. It looked like you were going to brawl. You just gave us nothing. Is that being different? Oh, you want something? You're just used to being fed the same stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I'm having fun. You know, they could have done more stuff. Why not do something else on Rampage last night? You know, but maybe Eddie Kingston could win. They continue this a little bit. And then Punk beats him back. They shake hands or whatever. You know what I mean? They could do that. But they won't, folks. CM Punk beats him or whatever. And he's just going to squash a bunch of young talent. Like again, Eddie's not a young talent. But I'm just coming back. I'm telling the story of a guy that's coming back. People say you have ring rust. Eddie has some kind of surprise striking maneuver. What if Punk tries to get him? Because of some type of ring rust, he loses his position. Eddie comes out, smacks him with his striking move, knockout, 1, 2, 3. Give Eddie Kingston something. You could have had Kingston and Moxley win the tag team belts against the Young Bucks. Could have done it. But they didn't because they're fucking stupid or whatever. Brian versus Miro. And probably Punk and Kingston, some type of brawl, and it should be an okay match. Miro versus Brian. It's going to be two WWE guys in AEW. Daniel Bryan, does he take the role of underdog against the bigger guy, or is he straight, serious, bland Bryan, strong Bryan that dominates a guy twice his size with his superior wrestling? Who fucking knows what kind of direction they're going to go with it there, but it should be at least okay. Two WWE guys who know what they're doing or whatever. And now, not that, and honestly, I have zero fucking fucks to give about Miro against Bryan. The Eliminator tournament. Does Bryan win? And then Kenny retains, and then we finally get a follow-up to the Bryan and Kenny match. Then I'll be happy if that's how it happens or whatever. If Hangman wins and then he beats Bryan and all that, then. But, if Kenny retains, Bryan wins, it's Kenny against Bryan again at a pay-per-view done properly, then I'll be more into it. But probably a decent match, and I'm pretty sure Bryan wins there. Kenny Omega versus Hangman Page. KGB give Miro the win. They could do that. Hangman versus Miro. Me personally, I would print. It's possible that's how it ends up. Who knows? Personally, I would like a follow-up of Kenny versus Bryan. You know what I mean? But you never know what can happen there. It's probably going to be Britt Baker versus Bryan, Darby versus Kenny. You fucking know. But Kenny versus Hangman Page. I'm going with Kenny Omega to win, folks. All right. I think it's going to be a Dave Meltzer 5-star match. They're going to go for the Dave Meltzer special, the 30 plus to 45-minute match. The false finishes, the callbacks. He hit a drop kick on him in New Japan, and in Mexico, he missed the drop kick. That's a callback. This time, they both did a drop kick. Oh, my God. This is Dave Meltzer storytelling. It's a callback. This is incredible. So they're going to have nerdy shit about this and like this there. It's going to be the Dave Meltzer special match. Agent 006. Meltzer is a putz. Wrestling RIP. I'm going to rate it -2 stars there. Dante BM. Oh my God, JR. It's Scotty Too Dope. Scotty Too Dope. Somebody called Scotty Too Dope just ends up interfering. Double disqualification or whatever. But I'm thinking Kenny Omega retains. It's going to be a good match. They're going to go out of their way to tell us how good of a match it is. And Dave Meltzer, oh, it's so good. I mean, what culture? It's such a good match. I mean, such an incredible match. And we're all going to be feeling sick to our stomachs, the rest of us or whatever. But I'm expecting it to be an okay wrestling match. According to other people, it's going to be fucking the greatest match of all time. Fuck. Expect that Dave Meltzer overrates the living fucking shit out of this. You know what I mean? And it's going to solidify that Hangman Page is meant to be a world champ. That's, you know what I mean? Hangman's going to win. The AEW fans are going to come in their pants. Meltzer, this is the greatest long-term storytelling in history. This is the moment they've all been waiting for, folks. If they were marking out for New Japan shows that they didn't even watch, imagine how hard they're going to fake mark for this tonight. The cum and the fucking tears are going to be all over the place. It's going to be a packed house of AEW fans crying. But if Tony Khan has any sense, keep the belt on Kenny Omega. Your money is in Kenny versus Bryan. Your money is Kenny versus CM Punk. That's the money match. You know what I mean? Kenny versus Punk for the world title. You know, that's the match. Keep the belt on Kenny. Adam Page, he's not an established main event guy. Meltzer can give this match 7 stars. Like I talked about, this is all subjective. If I say that the sky, the beauty of the sky is 6.5 stars, that's an opinion. It's not a fact. Meltzer can give this match 8 stars. And he can give Adam Page 8 stars for the rest of his life. If Adam Page isn't champ material, they might end up with 500,000 rating on Dynamite. You know what I mean? That's a possibility. You start putting the belt on MJF. You know, I like MJF as a promo guy, but if you have Roman Reigns on one show and you have a midget on the other with the belt, you know, who's going to take who seriously? You know what I mean? Stray Gamer Stone Cold has just arrived in the arena. If Tony Khan wants ratings, he'd have to do something like this. Give Steve Austin fucking $5 million a year to fucking show up there and be his GM or whatever. Release 50 people from your roster. Bring in Stone Cold as your GM. You have $1 million something every week. You know what I mean? That's what sells. It's personality. It's star power. You know what I mean? Peter, give Adam Cole the belt. Peter's always been a big fan of Adam Cole. Adam Cole, baby. It's possible, Peter, that AEW will give him the belt at some point, you know. Spectral MK, Brian Alvarez, a failed writer and a failed wrestler. All he's good for is posting the rating, folks. Cool Man 952, Adam Cole sucks. AEW might put the belt on him. Will it attract ratings? No, it won't. We've seen that in NXT. We've seen what he can draw in NXT. So if they put the belt on him, I saw Tony Khan. He was on some show. The guy was saying Adam Cole, the best wrestler, the future of the business. Tony Khan, oh, hey, that's a possibility. But it's not. You know what I mean? The Rock, Triple H, DX, Hardys, Dudley, Edge and Christian, Stone Cold, Kane, all on this 1999 episode of Smackdown, and it's still got 45 minutes left. Wrestling used to be full of big-time stars. Fuck yeah. And it was so good back then, you know what I mean? Vanny Fox, Tony Khan has bigger arms than Adam Cole. Yes, they're about the same size there. Agent 006 went to NXT a couple of years. Fucking jobber, wasn't even there. He didn't miss much or whatever. He's good in ring there. So, folks, that's about it there. Have fun watching this pay-per-view tonight if you're able to watch it, folks. I mean, it's possible you watch it and you feel like you wasted $50. I mean, I was Killer of Demons. How hung is Adam Page there? I don't know. Maybe it's this big, which is why they're giving him the championship. Possibly. I don't know. I don't know why you give him the title there, but It's possible it happens tonight or whatever. Last time I was watching this, Jerry, he paid the money and he was sad as fuck. You know what I mean? Is it still $50 on Fight Network? I think so. It's expensive, big time. You know what I mean? You get WrestleMania all included for $10. Like, why the fuck would we pay 50? Be real, Con. Like, bring the price down. You gotta compete. You want to compete, then give a competitive price. That's not competing. Like, I don't buy a can of Coke for $1 and pay $5 for a Pepsi. You know what I mean? Why would I do that? Oh, it's better product. I want to support the number 2 because I have this weird thing where I hate the mainstream. I don't like big bands. I like the underground rap music. You know what I mean? I'm not going to pay $5 for the B material when the real thing costs fucking $10 for WrestleMania. But, if you got the money to spend and you want to spend it, that's your right. You know what I mean? Adam Page can go have fun with Benoit's Bowflex machine. He looks like Benoit, I think. Spectral MK wrote this about the Benoit thing. You know, Adam Page, he looks like Benoit. I see him, his face, even sometimes the way he's placed. He kind of resembles Benoit sometimes. If you think about it, look at him. Sometimes the way he's placed, he kind of looks like Benoit. Like Benoit with long blonde hair kind of deal. It's a similar physique to Benoit as well there, but it is what it is. Does he win? I'm gonna go with Kenny to retain because I think Kenny's not done, or at least this guy ain't ready. Like, take your pick or whatever, you know what I mean? But that's about it, folks. Gonna be watching this review coming tonight or possibly tomorrow. We'll see. This is gonna be a 4-hour show there, so I'll see how fucking drained and finished I am. Whichever way I decide to consume the show tonight. I figure I'm going to be fucking tired by the time it's done. So I'll try to get a vid out tonight. It's possible I just do it tomorrow there, but it's a new era, folks. Oh, yes, goddamn. There's stuff I was going to talk about. My apologies, folks. Tony Khan, upset at the NWA, was reading some of that wrestling news. Real quick before I go, Tony Khan upset at the NWA. He said he paid money for the women wrestlers that appeared at his tournament. Somebody apparently asked him, "Are you going to do a similar tournament?" And apparently Tony Khan, he had to apologize to this person. Apparently he apologized to this journalist or whatever in private, because when he asked the question, instead of answering the question, he went on some kind of tirade against the NWA. He said NWA didn't present it well. He said the fact that he paid for a lot of the female wrestlers. He said when he made the deal with NWA that he was going to pay for some of these women, but he wanted them to let the people know that he paid for them, right? And he said NWA didn't tell the people, they didn't do a good job of letting the people know that he paid. He said, it's like I pay for lunch for everybody and nobody gives me a thank you or whatever. To me, this is what it sounds like. It sounds like he did a nice deed by paying, but he wants it to be advertised that he did it. You know, Tony Khan's such a hero. The way that he put money into this to help out women's wrestling, did he do it because he's a good guy? Because if that's the case, then he should just do it. But the fact that he's pissed off that they didn't advertise that he did a good deed, I find that a little lame. And that's what Tony Khan's been fucking doing this whole time. Hey, I'm a wrestling fan just like you. It's just con artist, politician bullshit. I paid money for women's wrestling, but you gotta tell people how much of a good guy I am for doing it. You suck because you didn't say it. Oh, we're all inclusive. We love Sonny Kiss. We put him in one match so Cody Rhodes can look good. Then we don't put him on TV for like a year. You know, McMahon's racist. We're all inclusive. McMahon doesn't give you this in the video game. He doesn't give you that. We're going to give it to you. We're going to rip off WWE's product and look like heroes. McMahon doesn't like tag team wrestling. Well, we do. Like, it's all this fake fucking hero bullshit. We treat the wrestlers well. All the wrestlers he has, they were popular because WWE made them stars. CM Punk, Bryan. WWE made them millionaires and made them stars. You know what I mean? Like, Ring of Honor gave them a platform. WWE gave them money and made them famous. It is what it is. You know what I mean? These stars made millions in WWE. They try to present it like Tony's fucking Mother Teresa saving everybody. Get the fuck out. You see it right here, what Tony Khan's all about. I paid NWA. I paid for some of these jobbers, probably $100 a piece for indie wrestling women or whatever. The hero probably paid $50 a piece. I heard Conan talking about wrestlers going on there to wrestle for free, you know, and Conan, he's worked there. You know what I mean? So I doubt Tony Khan paid big money, but that's his hero gimmick, so that he can look very nice and they can portray McMahon as a big evil man. Like, that's been the fucking the shtick since the beginning, and I find that fucking sickening. You know what I mean? Look how we love Brody Lee's wife. Look how nice we are. Milking his debt for a year and a half. We're so good. Fuck off. You know what I mean? Like, you know, this guy's a fake hero, is what he is, folks. So that's about it there. Tony Khan probably uses his money as toilet paper, probably there. But he's going to be losing a lot of it. He might as well just use it like that instead of paying for a bunch of people he doesn't even need there. But it's going to be his loss or whatever when he loses money down the road or whatever. Rocky Tony Khan looks like he rails lines of speed before doing interviews. Vanny Fox, it's not his money exactly. Coleman 952 AEW has no future. Exactly. So, and let me tell you about my future, ladies and gentlemen. Keeping the Wrestling Jesus channel alive is now my number one priority when it comes to the internet. My internet wrestling stuff or whatever. The Wrestling Jesus, I'm keeping the fucking thing open. I don't care if I have to take breaks. It is what it is. I'm going to keep it open. Rants, reviews, live shows, wrestling news. The future, the new era is happening on this page. It's not going to happen on another channel. I will bring you wrestling content every fucking week on this channel. Some weeks I upload 3 vids. Other weeks I upload fucking 12. You never know, folks. But every week I'm going to give y'all fucking content. You know what I mean? My plan is to stick around. I used to think I'm almost 40. I'm too old. I'm thinking about it now. I'm 38. I'm going to be 39 in 5 months or whatever. I'm thinking about it. 5 years from now, I'm going to be 43. There's a lot of people that do Facebook, or not Facebook, but there's a lot of people that do YouTube at 43, 44, 45. It's not that old. You know what I mean? WJ, realistically, how many subs do you think you'd have if you never deleted accounts? A lot more than I have now or whatever there. But folks, it's not going to be about the subs for me this time. Basically, as long as I can just keep a fucking channel open, you know what I mean? Keep the fucking thing open. But if I'm 43, 44, and I still do YouTube videos, is that bad or whatever? Like, I don't, if I enjoy doing it or whatever, and I do what needs to be done in my life and my job, why should I stop doing my hobby or whatever? You know what I mean? It's a new fucking era, folks. A new era. So Wrestling Jesus, the new era. I'd like to give my people a good 1,000 vids at least. You know what I mean? Before I retire. 200 vids a year, that's doable for 5 years, 1,000 vids. That's stuff that I think about. You know what I mean? A real new era of Wrestling Jesus. No more trolling, no more drama, no more fucking garbage. Drama, always happens there, but not do drama stuff like in the past. You know what I mean? Just give y'all wrestling talk. No more experimenting with all kind of different stuff there. Just straight up wrestling talk. A new direction, just a direction of no longer fucking around. That's what needs to be done. And that's what I want to do. You know what I mean? And I'm going to do it on this channel. This channel takes priority. The Wrestling Juggernauts channel with Jerry. I like Jerry. You know what I mean? But I'm not going to kill myself for this content with him or whatever. You know what I mean? I'm going to do a live show a week with Jerry on Juggernauts, maybe even less. If I want to do a video every 2 weeks on Juggernauts, that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to give this channel my fucking subscribers that I've been letting you guys down for far too long there. I need to do the right thing for myself and for my people and work on this channel and keep the motherfucker open. You know what I mean? That's what I want to do. And when it comes to Facebook, I'm down to one group, the Wrestling Jesus group. I'm no longer in the Wrestling Ranters group with Jerry. That's a bunch of extra work for me to do or whatever. I'm no longer in that group. I'm going to just do everything in my group, the Wrestling Jesus group. No more wrestling group and a non-wrestling group and a fucking group for e-feds or whatever. One group, my group, the Wrestling Jesus group. I'm going to do stuff on there, extra stuff. I might do live shows, bonus vids, 2-day-old reviews, live stuff with other people. Basically, I want to build a hangout. You know what I mean? Why even bother with the Facebook stuff? Because it's an okay place for a hangout. You know what I mean? It has everything I need. I can post. It's like tweeting. I can post a picture. I can share stuff. I can do a vid. I can go live or whatever. You know what I mean? I want to build a little hangout in the Wrestling Jesus group. And that's what I'm going to do. No more different groups and groups with Jerry and all of that. One Wrestling Jesus channel, the side channel with Jerry, and I'm going to treat it like a side account because I don't want to burn myself out. I want to fucking rebuild this channel. You know what I mean? And my Wrestling Jesus group, if you like my shit, you want to see extra stuff, you want to hang out, you want to post about wrestling, you want to post about popsicles, you come in and do that. A fun hangout to talk about whatever the fuck you want. You want to fucking do a drawing of King Kong and post a picture of your art, whatever the fuck you're into, you can come in and talk about it. And I'm going to talk wrestling. I'll do food reviews and all kind of stuff. And over here, folks, it's straight wrestling talk. No more fucking bullshit. You know what I mean? I'm done playing games there. Enough is enough, like Owen Hart said. It's time for a change, and the change is now a new era, and it's time to play the game, but no more games. Real shit, real wrestling talk, and it is what it is, there, folks. So we're gonna end the show right here. Until next time, peace. Ends immediately. Yes.